Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In last week's lesson, we focused on English for use on public transport, specifically on buses, in taxis and on trains. This week we will continue this topic by learning English for use on planes. Now let's get on to the video. Just like by taxi, by train and by bus, you would say I travelled by plane. Just as you say on the train and on the bus, you would say I am on the plane. As we discussed last lesson, this does not mean that you are physically on top of the plane. It is just the correct preposition to use in English. I am now going to read you a short story, and as I do, I would like you to try and identify any vocabulary related to the airport and to preparing to board a flight. As you identify the vocabulary, note it down and then we can go through the text and you can see how many you spotted correctly. Lucy pulled into the car park closest to Terminal 5. She was going to Spain with her family, her mum, dad, sister, grandma and grandpa. She quickly checked her hand luggage and panicked. Had she left her passport at home? Security wouldn't let her through without it. She opened another pocket and there it was. Relief flooded through her and, taking her bag, she got out of the car. She met her family at Terminal 5 and they all checked in their luggage. Lucy only had hand luggage, which she knew she could store in the overhead locker on the aeroplane. But her family had hold luggage too. Her mum had to pay an excess baggage charge because her suitcase was too heavy. They all prepared their passports and boarding passes because they knew they would need them when they got to the boarding gate. The vocabulary you might have spotted is Terminal 5. A terminal is a building in an airport from which passengers are able to get on or off their flight. Passengers can buy tickets, check in luggage, and go to their boarding gate. Different flights take off from different terminals. Hand luggage. This is a small bag you can take with you onto the plane. Passport. A passport is an official travel document issued by a government that contains a person's identity for international travel. It is very important to remember to bring this with you to the airport because you cannot fly without it. Security. Airport security will check that no one is carrying any dangerous or prohibited items. To check in luggage. You will be asked to put your suitcase or bag on a scale to be weighed, and then attach a label with a specific ID and flight information. This is known as hold luggage or checked luggage. Anything you will need to store under the aircraft in the hold. After it is weighed and labelled, this luggage is then screened and sent to the hold. Sometimes people are asked to pay an excess baggage charge if their luggage weight exceeds the limit. You can store your hand luggage under your seat on the plane or in an overhead locker. You can call the plane an aircraft or aeroplane, but plane is more commonly used. A boarding pass is a document provided by an airline during airport check-in, giving a passenger permission to enter the restricted area of an airport and to board the aeroplane for a particular flight. A boarding gate, or just gate, is where passengers go to board the plane. To board the plane means to get on the plane. The boarding gate is located inside the relevant terminal building. So for Lucy, this would be Terminal 5. Well done for listening and completing that activity. Some other things you may hear at the airport include, do you have your booking reference? You may be asked this if you booked your plane ticket online but have not yet printed your boarding pass. Where are you flying to? I'm flying to Vienna. Please empty your pockets. Please remove your laptop from its case. Please remove any liquids from your bag. These are all things you might hear when going through security. Your flight has been delayed. Your flight has been cancelled. May I see your passport and boarding pass, please? Can you think of any vocabulary that Lucy might hear when she is on the plane itself? To board the flight or to board the plane means to get on the plane. The pilot flies the plane. The airline is the company with whom you are flying. For example, British Airways or EasyJet. On the screen, you can see a picture of a plane's wing. You can also see a picture of a runway, the area at an airport where an aircraft can land or take off. To take off means to leave the ground. To land means to return to the ground. The cabin crew assist you during your flight, informing you of safety requirements, bringing you refreshments, and answering any questions or concerns. The cabin crew is made up from flight attendants, otherwise known as air stewards and stewardesses. Please turn off your phones and other electronic devices or switch them to flight mode. You must wear a seatbelt on a plane when the fasten seatbelt signs are on. This is not all the time, mainly when the plane is taking off and landing. Sometimes you might also need to wear a seatbelt during moments of turbulence. Turbulence is when the plane feels bumpy or choppy due to changes in air pressure or temperature. This can make passengers very nervous, especially if they are already scared of flying. Please fasten your seatbelt and return your seat to its upright position. This is for anyone who has put their seat back during the flight in order to sleep or to rest. For safety reasons, the cabin crew will probably ask you to return your seat to its upright position before the plane lands. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any video requests, please do comment them below and let me know where you have travelled by plane. Do you like flying or do you prefer something else? Have a lovely weekend. Bye!